Yeah, welcome back to the Naija Filmmaker, a podcast for us to talk about Nigerian filmmakers, their films, and how it can build a diverse and functional industry. I'm your host, Selegot. On this episode, my guest is Barnabas Barny Emordi. He's a filmmaker and cinematographer. He has shot films such as Elevator Baby, Day of Destiny, and Prophetess. We talk about his influences, how he keeps up with film technology, and his most challenging job so far. If you're a new listener, you're welcome and I hope you enjoy. Hi Barney, you're welcome to the Naija Filmmaker.
Thank you so much, Sele. Pleased to be here, and I'm hoping that we enjoy our conversation today.
I hope so too. So can you introduce yourself?
My name is Barnabas Barny Emordi. I'm a filmmaker, cinematographer based in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay. Your filmography looks impressive. You've worked as a DOP on DOD, Prophetess, which is yet to be out, Elevator Baby, and I think you are the camera operator on Namaste Wahala.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So, can you tell us how your filmmaking journey started?
Journey started in, I think, 2015. 2015. So, after school, so literally I was looking for something to do before the National Youth Service, and thankfully I had a friend that was already working in the industry, and since I've always loved films, but like I never thought I would be a filmmaker. Maybe I'll make films at in life, and thankfully I enjoyed going on set with him, and I picked up filmmaking along the way. So that was how my journey started officially.
Okay. And how has it been since 2015?
It has been good. Been a lot of growth, personal development, which was very, very important since I did not come from a filmmaking background, or neither did I go to a film school or something. So there's been a lot of growth, personal development, improvement, and I'm thankful that we are here today and we are doing amazing stuff.
Okay, so what did you study in school?
I studied mathematics.
Interesting. Do you get to use mathematics on the job on set?
Oh, there's a lot of mathematics in cinematography and lighting. So I think maybe I'm I'm in a perfect place because many a times you get to calculate the angles or degrees and the angle of light, and so many of all these things that we learned studied mathematics, and I found them in filmmaking. So that is something impressive, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, that's great. How do you approach a movie when, like, let's say the director or producer calls you? What conversations do you have? How do you approach it?
For me, okay, like whenever I'm being called for new work, so I always try to get the vision of the director for that film, and also read the material first. So if it will be something that I'll be interested in working on, so if I read it and I'm interested, then you get to have lengthy conversations with the director so that I'm in line with his vision for the film and how he plans to execute. And if it is something that I think we'll be able to work together, and definitely I'll jump on it. So the vision for that film is very, very important for me, as it helps me visually to see what the director sees, and I'll be able to do a better job if I know what the director is trying to achieve with that particular story. So since film is collaborative, all hands must be on deck. You must be in line. You must understand the vision. You must know why you are doing this particular film. You
Yeah.
get, so that is, for me, that is very, very important. I cannot just jump on a project which I don't understand what we are trying to achieve. It will mess me up visually and mentally. So it is very, very important for me to connect to that particular story before I'm able to do my job. And thankfully, some of the amazing stuff that I've been able to do has been built on this particular thing. You get, first and foremost, understand the vision, have a lengthy conversation with the director, and also fall in love with the material that you're working on. So that is how I commence working on projects.
Yeah. And like, how do you like to prepare for a shoot? So yeah, you're on board with the director's vision. You like the material. Like, what are
Yeah.
the things you go through? Getting ready for the first day of principal photography.
Uh there's before the first day of principal photography, there's a lot of pre-production work that goes down, from checking out locations, scouting locations, to breaking down each and every scene with the director, to also having a conversation with my gaffer, my key grip, discussing and bouncing off ideas on how we are going to execute each and every scene in line with the vision of the director. Then also discussing with production about equipment or the tools that we need to execute the vision. You get, so there's a lot of solid pre-production work
Hmm.
that goes down for the first day of principal photography, which thankfully I'm heavy on pre-production. So if you have a solid pre-production, it makes principal photography easier, at least to some extent. You get, so because everybody contributes, everybody collaborates together, even during pre-production. So imagine if everybody is in the same space mentally, and everybody's thinking alike at that point, or everybody's bouncing off ideas, and all the ideas are coming together nicely. When we are set, it to make everything beautiful, and to make it tastefully done. So pre-production is very, very important for me.
Okay, and do you tend to work with storyboards?
Yes, I mostly work with storyboards for action sequences, or sequences that you actually need concrete storyboarding. You get,
Hmm.
some of the work we do in Nollywood, we are not heavy on storyboarding, because stories are not that difficult to execute. You get, except maybe we have maybe car chase scenes, action sequences, and so many other sequences that are heavy, and you need a storyboard to actually execute. So that is where I mostly use the storyboard. Oh, okay. And on commercials too, we do a lot of storyboarding on commercials,
Yeah.
because commercials are precise and blah blah blah. So we are heavy on storyboard during commercials and so many other smaller ventures. So basically, I definitely use storyboard when
Okay.
when it's necessary to use.
Yeah. And do you find that with commercials particularly, like, do you have to show the client the storyboard, or most of them are not interested?
Oh, they actually need to approve everything, both your storyboard, your treatment for that particular commercial you get, because some of them might need to see what you're planning to do visually. You get, so they need to. So a storyboard is actually very, very important in order for them to get an idea of what you're trying to do with the story, or maybe the brief that you got. So storyboard is important, mood boards, and maybe frames, references, and so many anything that will help them to see what you're trying to achieve visually is very, very, very important. So storyboard is vital.
Okay. When you're working with directors, some directors are technical, they are informed, some are not. How do you tend to collaborate with the directors?
That is that's why I mentioned earlier that I mostly break down scenes, like every scene in the script, even if it's a 100 scene or if it's a 110 pages or 150 pages. I make sure that we do that together, the director and I, and if the gaffer is available. Basically, and even the assistant director, because it's very, very important in planning the shot. So you basically, there's a round table and everybody sits down. We are all looking at the script together, discussing every scene you get. So that is very, very, very important. So if you do that during pre-production, you know what you are trying to get, what you are trying to achieve from every scene. You know the particular shots you are planning to take, know the amount of setup that you are planning to execute during a particular scene. When you get on set, it becomes easier. Even everybody everybody is in line and in tune with the vision of that particular scene and the way that we're planning to execute it. So it makes everything easier for everybody. So even if it's a director or a lady that is not that experienced, having that solid and concrete pre-production literally helps everybody, and we try as much as possible to collaborate and work together so that everything comes together nicely. So that is what I've always done, and that's what I'll always do.
Okay. And would you say you have a style? I know, like different projects come up and those different projects have a life on their own. Do you have like a style that shows up, or you just completely serve the script?
I think I think when I started off, I was like when you read various stuff. So some cinematographers, I think they have their style. But like I think I've grown to understand that every story and every film presents a different style entirely. You get, so even if you're planning to light a particular way, or you're planning to do some stuff a particular way in line with your style of executing stuff, I think every story has a way of distinguishing that style. So what I've learned to do is to how do I put it, is to let the script drive the way I move my camera. You get, so literally, if my camera work is not noticed, that means I've done an amazing job. You get, that is it for me. Not I'm not trying to be at that point where everybody sees your sees your cinematography or sees the visual effects plainly. You get, everything should be hidden. The story should be the story should be at the center of anything that you're doing. You get, you should allow the story to allow the film to drive whatever you're planning to do visually. That is how I've always worked. And if it means not necessarily having a style, then I guess I really don't have a style. You get, I would allow. It's just like Roger Dickens. I think he has been asked this question a couple of times, and we always say that he really doesn't have a style. that he also allows the film to drive the way he executes visually, and I think that is the idea that I've gone with.
Okay. So far, what would you say? What has been the most challenging thing for you to do or shoot on a movie set?
I think the most challenging work that I've had to do. I think that should be Prophetess, which is coming out on April 2nd in cinemas nationwide. So basically, we had a very lengthy football sequence to execute, and I think that has been the most challenging stuff that I've had to do. We had to break down that sequence. We did a bit of storyboard. We did a short list, but when we got on set, like literally everything turned upside down. But thankfully, we still executed, and it came out really well. You get, so that is, I think that has been the most challenging thing that I've had to do. Filming a football sequence. In fact, the biggest football sequence in Nigeria. So that has been the most challenging thing that I've had to do.
How do you balance the pressure of the typical shooting schedules in Nigeria with your process and your craft?
The balance. So I think one of the things you learn um, working in Nollywood as a whole is that there's literally never enough time
Mm,
for you to shoot scenes the way that you might want to or the way that you would love to. You get so basically Nollywood teaches you to think on your feet.
mm,
So you should move quickly. If you think quickly, you get so once you're able to do that, I think you'll be fine with the schedules, with the way our films are shot in less than 3 weeks or a month or blah blah blah. You get so once you're able to do that, I think you'll be able to find a balance. You get there's always it is always very important for you to find a balance so that you don't lose concrete time because you are trying to execute the way that you have it in your head. At the end of the day, you should be subservient to the story and to the film and even to the entire vision of that particular production. You get so if a production needs to move, you need to move.
mm.
I'm sure during pre-production phase, would you'd have an idea of how this production will go. So at that point, you're already preparing yourself mentally, the kind of challenges that you'd have from this particular production. So once you're able to prepare your mind, make sure that you are physically in top shape and do so many other checks. I think you'll be able to find that balance when you're on set.
Okay. Like camera technology keeps improving.
Evolve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
evolving. Um, we see that like these Aries, red, black magic, they can do a lot, but I think something that happens quite a lot in Nigeria is that most people just push the record button. They don't play with all the possible settings that are available at your disposal. Like for you, how do you kind of keep up with all these different cameras?
Oh, me personally, I read a lot. I read manuals. I read camera manuals. I make sure that I'm aware of any latest technology, any camera technology. I get newsletters from camera companies around the world, Red, Aries, Fujifilm, Canon, Blackmagic. Basically, what like I always advise younger people that they should learn how to read. They should learn how to study.
Hmm.
You get so if you know your tool, you'll be able to maximize the output of that particular tool. You get so that you don't just end up on set pressing just the record button and moving along. So because there's so many things you might need to know so that you'll be able to use that particular tool very well. So what I do, I'm always updated with latest technology. I know most cameras that are out. Like I've used a wide range of cameras. So if you and thankfully a camera once you understand how a camera works, it's basically the same thing for each and every camera. So
Hmm.
except various cameras might be different in their menus and the way that they operate. You get so you just particularly need to study those other cameras so that you know what you are doing so that you are not just pressing the record button, but you're maximizing the output of that particular camera because you're knowledgeable of that particular camera technology. So I
Hmm.
always advise you to read, study, and just get to know about the technology because that is what I do.
Okay. Um, so all lenses are not created equal. What's the difference between, let's say, Cook lenses and your Canon or Rokinon lenses?
Mm, as you rightly mentioned, all lenses are not created the same way. So lenses can be likened to our maybe mobile phones. You get so basically they are low end phones and they are high end mobile phones. So and basically mobile phones are created with different technologies. So there are different parts or there are different chips that are put in some particular phones that for lower end phones you get lower grade of those particular phones that will be imputed. You get so for lenses are definitely they have different optics, different focal range, different apertures. You get so
Yeah.
some of it subtle changes and improvement. Those are what differentiates lenses, and each camera company has a way of creating their own particular type of lenses, so which makes their optics different. So Cook lenses are known for their Cook look. They might be warmer on skin tones, so some other particular lenses might be a little bit colder on skin tone. So just those slight changes are what makes lenses different. So it depends on the project that you're trying to shoot. You do camera tests and you see the footage that will come out from the various cameras and lenses that you choose, and you finally decide on the particular camera package and a lens package that you think will be perfect fit for that particular project. So that is all about lenses and their differences.
Okay. So let's say you have the choice of a camera package and a lens package. Let's say the money is not enough. Which one will you prioritize first, the camera body or the lens?
Both are actually very important. So I think for productions where there is not enough budget, I think you should try and find a balance with a very good camera body and a very good lens package. So find a balance from what your budget will be able to rent. You get both are actually very important. You get very good camera body and a very good lens package, because the lens is particularly what your camera will see, and your camera body is particularly what the body will process whatever the lens will see. So each and every part is very important. So I always advise for you to find that balance with respect to your budget. So try and find a package that will be a perfect fit for your project.
Okay. So it's the job of a DOP to craft the look of a film. Most times the films are shot in log or raw, and it's kind of a continuous process where the colorist then manipulates
Even
the
even
footage.
Yeah, I get, but even before it gets to that point, it is not just the job of the DP to craft the particular look of the film, because crafting the particular look of that film involves a lot of stuff. Involves production design,
Yeah.
involves film design, involves the way you light, and particularly a lot of stuff. Like there are some films that you shoot, and when it gets to post production and the coloring process, you find out that there's really not a lot of work to do color wise, because you have particularly imputed most of what you need on set. Your color palette, the production design, and the costume particularly follows literally everything that was in the brief for your color palette. And you can imagine, once if you're able to get everything right on set, then when you get to post production and when you're about to start coloring each scene, it becomes really easier, and a DP or a director can communicate the vision he had for that scene with the colorist, and you guys get a color right for that particular film. So the process should start from pre-production, and in principal photography, make sure that everything, all the colors that you need, or everything that you need to be done is done right. You get, so that when it gets to that phase, it makes the job easier for everybody. So I think it starts from that point and it ends on the table of the colorist.
Yeah. So like when the work gets to the table of the colorist, with the films you've worked on, were you consulted with what your kind of end goal was in mind, or most times the directors take over at that point?
That's like there are always references before the commencement of any shoot. So basically, it's still this same communication during pre-production. So the director and the DP already discusses, oh, okay, what they think the film will eventually turn out to look like. And during coloring phase, if you as the DP would love to be part of the process, and if you have the time, then definitely you can always jump in and contribute. Oh, okay, this is what this is the vision that we had. doing blah blah blah, and this is what I think we should do. You can, and they will definitely always consult the DP because it is your picture at the end of the day.
Mm.
The director too that knows post production into it is also an amazing contributor to that phase because it is also the director's film too as well. So basically, it's a collaborative effort across board. You get for the film to come out the way everybody envisions it. So that is what I particularly do, and that is how it should be done.
Yeah. So as an artist, what do you like to photograph? What do you feel strongly about? So some people they like the human face and they have their thing there, and some other people is landscape and some other people is other stuff. Like for you, what kind of gives you life? What do you like to photograph?
Okay. Okay, so basically me, I take apart from making films, like I take pictures of people, places, and things like every day. Like I take a picture daily. So if you like maybe follow me on Instagram and you look at my stories, I think every day there's always a picture you get. So I love photographing people. I love photographing places. I love photographing. How do I put it? What is the word? I enjoy just taking pictures. You get so it might be landscape at a particular point in time. That is if I'm in a location that requires landscape photography, I'll definitely take that shot. You get but like I enjoy taking pictures of random things. I enjoy taking pictures of people particularly, and just maybe documentary style photography. At least that is what I do like daily. So.
Yeah.
So in Lagos, I take pictures of literally anything that I see, as long as it is visually pleasing, and I think there's a story in that particular frame. I'll take that picture.
Okay. So from this your everyday photography, what have you? Because yeah, like our job is to capture moments. What have you noticed about everyday life that people tend to ignore?
What about people tend to ignore? Oh, this question is deep. But particularly, what I've noticed individually is that no matter what Nigeria brings or what Nigeria gives to the people, like the people, everybody keeps on moving.
Yeah.
You get that's what I've noticed. When I've been literally I've been in so many states, if not all the states in Nigeria. So and in every state that I've been to, people are always moving. There's people. Nigerians are always moving. Sadly, that's what I've noticed. People they keep on moving and moving forward, or moving to whatever you get. So nobody is stuck at a spot.
Yeah.
There's always movement. It's either you're moving your cows in the north, or you're moving your bicycles in the south, or you're moving. So there's always movement. There's always movement. That's what I've noticed. So I don't think that it is something that nobody else will notice. So
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cinema is, I don't think it's up to 200 years. I think it's just slightly above 100 from silent cinema till now. I think whether it's the Lumiere brothers or America, they started this whole thing, and as time went on, there are these common things that formed cinema language. This type of camera movement is supposed to evoke this kind of feeling. This kind of framing is supposed to do this certain
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
How
The
do you?
audience.
What are your thoughts on all that?
I think that they are brilliant. You get. I think so many of all these subtle camera moves that we might think that they do not matter individually. When you execute properly, it can take the audience. It can elevate that scene particularly,
Yeah.
and give the audience a very pleasing performance from that particular actor. So all these things, cinema language, the way you move your camera, vital in executing every individual scene. So you might think it is subtle, but it has elevated that scene, and it has given your audience something that is emotionally stunning. You get, so they are actually very, very, very important. And uh, way back then, you get most of these people that we celebrate that created film and blah blah blah. Most of them were experimenting. Most of them didn't even know what they were doing. You get, you so you. I think modern day cinematographers should also evolve as well. So you can learn from all the amazing stuff that you've learned from them. So and you can also find a way um can also find a way to put in something that might be different from what you've also learned.
Yeah.
You get, so that people can also learn from your process later in the future. You get, so that's what I think. So you can build on that foundation and evolve and create something visually stunning too as well. So that is what I think.
Okay. So, like, who are some of the cinematographers that you kind of look up to their work, or try to learn from?
Oh, no, number one on that list would be Roger Dickens, because literally when I started cinematography, like I've had to I can imagine the amount of materials I got, videos, lectures, and so many. Like I had to listen, I had to read. So Roger Dickens is number one. Sean Bobbitt, was Janusz Kaminski.
Yeah.
Do I remember? And a couple of others you get. So and even from a Nigerian DPs, like the ones that I watch their films. My friends that they inspire me daily. Emmanuel, Mohamed Atta, Dash, Bishop Blunt, and so many other amazing filmmakers and cinematographers. So basically, it's a lifelong learning process. So you need to keep learning, and people continually inspire different people. So that is a lot of cinematographers has inspired my work, and I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to learn from them, to watch their films, and also imbibe some of their amazing camera work in my work too. Also, then also Bradford Young. I totally escaped Bradford Young. Yeah.
Okay. Are there some kind of stories or some kind of images you're looking forward to capture in Nollywood that we have not really started exploring yet?
Nah, I don't like. Nollywood has literally explored everything. Like, I don't think that there are images that Nollywood has not explored in the time past or even presently. You get, there are so many films that will be released this year that you particularly see a lot of new. I'll not say it is new, but a lot of interesting camera work from brilliant cinematographers. So basically, Nollywood has done a lot technically. Visually, we can I think we can compete globally itself with the way we have been moving over the past few years. So I think they're pretty much covered literally every. I will not say everything, but can even be everything, because I've been privileged to watch a lot of stuff, and trust me, it cuts across a wide range of visual stunning images or footages or blah blah blah. So trust me, we've covered a lot.
I noticed in Day of Destiny there was you guys did some VFX work.
Yes.
How was it shooting that? Did you have like a VFX supervisor on set?
Yes, thankfully, the studio that produced DOD Antio is a full-blown post-production facility as well. So thankfully, we had we had the amazing VFX people on set. Mr. Nee, who was the executive producer too, is a VFX person. So he coordinated the VFX, and thankfully he came out really well.
So how different is it? Because you have to imagine stuff. Is this something that you guys had to do a lot of takes? How did it play out on set?
We had to do a lot of takes, particularly for those visual effects scenes, because we pretty much have to cover every angle.
Yeah.
And we allowed the post production supervisor to guide us, because that was very important. So if you follow the instructions and you execute properly on set, you'll be able to actualize the vision for that scene with the visual effects, and everything will come out nicely. So that's what we did. We did a lot of takes, a lot of some specific details, a lot of things with our lighting too that would influence the visual effect, so that when it is being cooked in post production, it comes out amazing. So that's what we had to do.
Okay. So I saw that you have directed something, a short film called Wheels.
Oh yeah, Wheels.
Okay, so can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so Wheels is a story about a disabled boy, a poor disabled boy in Nigeria, who questions his chances of ever having a future growing up in Nigeria. So Wheels is my baby. I shot Wheels in I think December 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we wrapped post production early this year, I think January. So, and currently we are submitting to festivals around the world. So particularly we want to spread the message. We want people to be aware of what disabled children go through in underdeveloped or developing countries like Nigeria. You get, so that's the core vision for Wales.
Yeah. And is directing something you look forward to doing more of? Are we going to be expecting more from you?
Oh, definitely. I'll definitely direct. I'll definitely be directing a lot of stories that I'm particularly in love with. Stories about humans. Stories that are based on true life events or based on true life stories. So that is. I think that is what we form the core of my directing.
Okay. I can't wait to see Wheels and any future work.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Wales should drop before the end of this year. So if particularly if we get into some of the festivals that we're going to get into,
Yeah.
then we'll be releasing Wales before the end of this year.
Okay. What would you kind of tell aspiring DPs to do to up their game and to be seen? Because you can know everything about how the camera works. You can be really experienced, but how do you kind of up your game and also be seen?
To be seen, you actually need to make stuff. Yeah. So what me I would advise, if you are really really brilliant, I think you should collaborate with people around. It can be your friend that is a director. You can have a friend that is a writer or something, and you guys can come together and make if even if it's a short film or something, make a short film, post on the internet, submit to festivals. Just do literally everything you get, and hopefully you'll be noticed, because I can assure you that there's no particular formula to actually getting noticed or something. So you can just be on can just be at the particular networking event, and you meet a producer that you've always followed or a director that you've always admired, and who knows, you can start a conversation and you show him, oh, this is what I just did. You show him the film that you just made with your friends, and he loved it, and you say, oh, please send it to me, or send an email with your show reel and blah blah blah, and that is how it eventually happens. But what I would advise for young cinematographers, they should keep working, keep developing yourself personally, keep reading books, just keep working, keep growing. keep moving forward. You get that is the only way that you're going to get to the top. You need to keep moving, like I said earlier. Keep moving.
Yeah. So for you as a DOP, like how important is blocking and camera rehearsals for you?
Oh, blocking. Not just for me, for everybody. Blocking is literally the most important part before a scene is being shot. You get, because if you don't block, how do I how do I know how your actors are supposed to move? How am I supposed to light? How am I supposed to basically play around that scene with your actors in the frame? So blocking is the most important part before a scene is being shot. And camera rehearsals too are very, very vital, so that you get to make the changes. And even after blockings, the with regards to the way the actors will perform, they can even move a little bit out of the blocking that the director just gave.
Yeah.
So that is why camera is important, so that you particularly understand the way the actor thinks, or the way the actor will move for that particular scene, and you can do some slight adjustment, and everything will work out really well. So every process before the scene is being shot is very, very important. It is vital for everybody.
Yeah. So you mentioned that, when you're kind of called for a project, you first read the material and hear the director's vision to decide
Yes.
whether you go on the project. Do you find
Yes.
that the production you're moving into, if they are not going to give you the space to do the things that you need to do you feel that's another reason why you'll not go on a project? Like, you guys don't approach film the same way?
Yeah, if that is if your visions do not align, I don't think you should take on that project, because it will be messy. You get, so you shouldn't jump on a project that you are not fully committed to, because your visions don't really align. So if that happens, then my brother, stay away from that project.
Yeah. You're stuck on an island and you have to keep watching one particular film. What film would this be?
What film? I don't think I enjoy watching films like multiple times. After a few times, I think I get tired of that particular material. Like, I'm not somebody that will watch a film 15 times. No, it's not me. So
Yeah.
and I really don't have favorites. So so this your question is going to be really, really difficult. But if I'm stuck on an island, I'll watch a Nollywood film. So any Nollywood film, I'll gladly watch it if I'm stuck on an island.
Okay. Interesting. Our industry is growing, and there's still a lot of work to be done. What do you think should be our priority?
Our top priorities. I think our top priorities should be trying to still make that foundation where other people can grow from, because we are still an industry lacking in structure, lacking in some crucial or concrete foundation. I think when we can put all these things in place, then everything will begin to come together nicely, and it will also help in our development. It will help later in the future. You get, so I think we should try and put structures and foundations in place, important associations in place, so that people can grow, the industry can grow too as well. So I think if we can start doing that, we've started, I guess. So, but
Yeah.
it will still take a lot of work to get to that level. You get, so we should continue working to put the right things in place, so that everybody will be happy at the end of the day, and the industry will grow.
Okay. I don't think there's a Nigerian Society of Cinematographers. If there ends up being one, what role would you like them to play?
Well, it will basically be a community of cinematographers that we will come, exchange knowledge, grow together. A community that supports its own, a community that backs each and every cinematographer, a community that is willing to grow together, a community that is united, a community that is interested in the development of the industry as a whole, a community that respects every cinematographer, and basically a community that is exciting to be a part of. So if we can start with that, then I think we'll have a solid community.
Yeah. What do you think about? I mean, maybe it's not like well developed for us to have opinions, but what do you think about like award shows and the technical awards? So, for example, with best cinematography, like all these awards in Nigeria, do you think they are reflective of kind of the best work that is being done?
Yeah, I think so. Award ceremonies are to recognize amazing work. So I think over the last few years, we've gotten amazing films that has been nominated and also won various awards. I think they have been deserving. You get so I think it has been a good run so far, so good. No, as long as you are nominated, you are a winner because your effort has been recognized. So if you don't end up carrying the prize or whatever, you shouldn't feel bad about it. It's part of the process. So you can also use that leverage to do amazing work the next year, submit your film, and hopefully you win. But as long as you have been nominated, you have been recognized, and that is a win for everybody. You get.
Okay. So how can people keep up with your work?
I post regularly on social media. I post on Instagram, so you can, and most of my work on Instagram. I update regularly. I show people, okay, this is what I'm presently doing, or this is what I'm going to be releasing in 2 months or 3 months. So if you want to follow my work, you can follow me on Instagram at Barny, and you will definitely be updated regularly with stuff that I do.
All right, thanks, Barny, for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So I really, really appreciate it.
We have come to the end of this episode. Please remember to leave a rating and a review. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Telegraph Film, and the podcast also on Instagram and Twitter at the Naija Film Pod. See you on the next episode. Have a good one.